Hello, hello, and welcome to A Moment with Vivacious. Tonight, there was crisis going on um, at Alex's job, so she's not going to be in tonight. And we're gonna have a conversation with a few little topics because I didn't hear from her until 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, but that's okay because it was like something that just happened. All right. But I want to say good evening to you, and I want you to know that I love you so much. And please know that I am praying for us. Okay. So get your friends. We're going to have a few little topics, a few little things that I chose to talk about. And maybe it's something on your mind that you want to talk about. We have a lot going on. And I think that we need to pay attention. Okay? So shake everybody up. Good evening, Sigrid. How are you? I'm sure you have a lot to say tonight and to share. And I'm just excited that we're here. So we'll be right back after the intro. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious, a freedom ride where we the people gather to build ourselves, our family, our community, and our nation. For the sound of America for Progress has reached critical mass. Understanding that we must put aside our differences to focus on the greater good. This is a place of collaboration to rebuild and restore our nation. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious. Hi everyone. I am so excited about life. Look, we have a new video. It's already on YouTube, but it's coming up on, it's already on Facebook, Nanny Val, but it's coming up on YouTube, Moments with Vivacious. It's a little short about a community that has a feeding box. I've been there for more than 10 years, more than 15 years, I believe. And they have this little box, the food pantry. And people pass and put in food, and people pass and take out food. And some people, there's a garden right down the street. I'm gonna put that post up too that grow vegetables, potatoes and cabbage, and they put some of that out at the food pantry. And neighbors come and they bring, and then neighbors come and they take. I think that is so exceptional. A neighborhood that takes care of itself, and it's been safe all of these years. Isn't that marvelous? But y'all, I think we're coming to a time where we're gonna have to take care of each other like that. We're gonna have to take care of each other like that again. Some things are going on in this political realm, and I'm like, Jesus Lord, why are we sitting back waiting for this all to add up, and then we have to try to break through and save ourselves after we've let ourselves become smothered? I'm going to a big meeting tomorrow. I'm going to this meeting. I'm gonna leave my job early again. Hopefully it's calm. I'm gonna leave the job early again so I can get to that meeting just a little piece. And I did send a message. Today, the President of the United States, and it's so hard for me to say, but it's real, our president, he signed some more stuff, and this one is making himself almost, making us powerless and giving himself full power over the nation. And I sent the message to a couple of people that's ranking in politics, Mr. Carter and a few others, Phyllis Hatcher, our political advisor, to say what. Good evening, Nola Reeds. We're so glad that you're here with us. What can we do about this before it gets on top of us and we have to build, uncover ourselves, dig ourselves out of all of this confusion? But we know it's Black History Month, right? So, what are you doing? Remember, we have a lot of little topics. What are you doing for Black History? Well, I have a suggestion. Me and the associate that's working with me tonight, um, we were talking about, so she's younger. So I said, what are you doing for Black History? She said, well, I don't know. I said, you got to do two things for me. I want you to listen to Martin Luther King's last speech. And I need you to know what the civil rights afforded us. Because if you young people do not understand, we have to make sure our young people understand the civil rights movement. Why, Vivacious? This is why. The civil rights movement was the movement that truly brought us out from slavery and gave us rights on the books. We had a whole lot to grow from that, but it was that foundation. And today, all that we got from the civil rights movement that made us free is being erased. What happens when true history is erased? It repeats itself. And we're going in trusting the people. Look at the people that's running the nation now. And I'm gonna start with Elon Musk, and I know that's in order, okay? Some people may feel like it's not, but it is in order. All of his kids, I don't remember the exact number, so I'm not gonna say a number. And I'm gonna use words from that I understand, but I know they use something else right now. But all of his kids was artificially inseminated. And people say, oh, they're making jokes about that. But let me tell you, you know why he did that? Because he is intending, his intention is to build a pure white race again. And we're so caught up in not being prejudiced that we're not taking care of ourselves. Let me tell you something, I am not prejudiced. I have males and I have females that follow me, and I have Latinos and I have whites and I have blacks, because the idea is to build an equal world for all of us to survive. And unfortunately, the reality is, and we ask our allies to stand with us and understand. I do. Let me say, I am. I ask you to stand with us and understand this. We're not on equal ground. And all of these years and all of the fight, we as blacks fought to work to become, to be treated fairly, to be treated equally. It was a great fight. And we still have to fight it every day. But the reality is this, another reality, is there's a starting line. You know, when you have a race, all of the racers, all of the people in the race, all of the sprinters is placed fairly, where they have an equal chance to win. I'm not trying to say we don't win, because even though we're not at that line with everybody else, we winning, baby. Check it out. We winning. But we have to fight so much harder, so much longer. And the thing about it is, and I'm going to just use colleges for an example. Harvard will take our best. And none of our children are second best, okay? None of them are, so please don't misunderstand this. But the children we have to work with, work harder and harder and harder, and we still win. Look at Jasmine Crockett. Her voice in Congress, huh? She graduated from HBCU. But this is what I want to say. We must begin to teach this generation not only Black history. Lord, I pray we teach them civil rights. My daughter learned the Black National Anthem at home. She knows her history. She knows what it's like to be Black. She understands. She was taught at home. And she walks in pride in who she is because she was taught at home. We have to do it, you guys. If you don't know, come in, turn on YouTube, look at YouTube, and learn something new. February is more than halfway gone. I think we're almost to the 20th, so I'll say we have like 20 days left. Not 20, 18, 8. Oh, y'all, I'm counting way off. We might have 2 weeks left, or almost 2 weeks. I'm way off. We don't have 20 days left. 8 and 20 is 28. So I'll say we have a little over a week, maybe a week and a half. So take that time, study civil rights, watch some movies about our history, watch our movies about how they lied to us. And I can't say that only white people lied to the Africans on the continent, but our leaders did too. They sold them for nothing. And if we don't teach our children that, somebody could come snatch them in an abyss for nothing. That's my tribute to Black History Month. Don't let Black History Month end without your children understanding what being Black in America was like for real. I read somebody's article this morning that said the best thing we could do right now is stay close to our truth. But that's what they meant when they said, let's make America great again. It's like, let's make all of these a pure white race. And then he said, we're going to create Black jobs. So they decreased it, getting rid of all of the decent jobs that for us, that was government. And even trying to go into private sector. That was the bill he was trying to pass today. That had me so upset I was calling everybody, should we be concerned? What is it should we do? And I'm going to a meeting tomorrow night and a couple of meetings before the weekend is out. And I'll be back to us, even if I have to come on at a special time to talk about that. But they want to make sure that we're cooking in the kitchen again. You guys, we can't let them do that. We own too many kitchens. And it's going to be so important for us, and we thank our allies, we thank everybody that's working with us. We know that it's not just us that they're against. But this, I'm making a statement for Black History Month. So this is a Black History Month statement. But each and every one of us, immigrants, whites that's not rich, y'all, we have to protect our America. We can't just let it down. When I was looking at it, if I could say for a moment, I'm not NFL-ish. Ever since Kaepernick took a knee, I've been on my knee. So unless I'm at my sister's house, who loves football more than anything, who loves the NFL, I don't know if she loves football that much or if it's just that she loves the Saints. Baby, she loved the New Orleans Saints. When I tell you her house is not just black and gold, it's Saints black and gold. Her whole, when you go into the dining room, you walk into her house, you know, I love it. I love her spirit about it. If y'all could have been there the night that the Saints won the Super Bowl, I wasn't there, but they sent me the video. I mean, it was like awesome. It was so awesome, you know, the love in her heart for her city. And I think that's what I love for the Saints, because I have stuff that I had bought prior to that. And I'm glad I can wear my clothing again. But I think it's the love for our city. But let's stay on. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I don't watch football. But everybody talked about that halftime so much. And the halftime Facebook was flooded with the halftime show from the Super Bowl. So I looked at it. First I saw parts of it, and it was like 4 days later. If y'all have a comment on that, please make it. 4 days later, when I finally got that piece of hair in my eye, but I watched the entire halftime. I tell you, I should be ashamed, but I had no clue of the artist, okay? But as I researched him, I had listened to his music, loved it, listened to his music, especially. He was bold enough to sing a Luther song. So, you know, I didn't know who was singing it, but I was like, okay, you bad enough to do it, you handled it. I mean, you wasn't Luther, but you handled it, right? But I think that that halftime show was way more than a halftime show. I think to make it short, because I'm not gonna keep y'all long tonight. Um, I think that the fact that the Uncle Sam was a black man said a whole lot. First of all, let me back up. I think that the NFL did that deliberately because now they have an audience attention that they did not have before. I think that they may have, and you don't have to agree, learned our worth. We're not just the players on the field anymore, but they wanted us to become a part of, invited us, that's what it was almost like to me, invited us to become a part of the NFL. It's like when we were Saints, when I was into the Saints, even when I moved to Georgia, I refused to wear another jersey. I had to wear the Saints jersey. But it's like my sister would say if she was here. You have to, we are part of the team. We're part of the team, and everybody have to be in uniform. So every Sunday or whatever day the Saints made Monday or Thursday, whatever day the Saints played, you had to be in uniform. You couldn't go to the game, and it's still the same way. You could not go to the game without your uniform on because you had to be a part of the team. And I believe in my heart, it wasn't an accident. They weren't surprised because they even had to do some logistics in the songs that the young man chose to sing. But I think the message for me brought generations and races and people from all walks of life It was very unifying to me. I thought it was very unifying, and that it brought an institution as great as the NFL to come and reckon with us. And then the Black Uncle Sam, he talked about, he symbolized to me. He symbolized, um, okay, this is it. This is where America wanted us to stand, but this is who we are, and we're going to stand where we are. And I think the young man, the artist, he brought in the reality show watchers. But I think also with that, he was making a statement: no matter what we feel, who we've been with, where we're going, we got to fight this together because this is a revolution. And I think we have come to that point. And I think that that generation understands that one group is not going to make it. We're going to have to invade each other's space with love in spite of our differences if we're going to win this war. And I told her that's what I got out of it. And maybe it's because that's what I want to hear. But when I was thinking of the songs, I didn't even understand after watching the whole halftime show. It was like later on that day when I was watching the video, I understood that the field was set up like a game. You know those games, those PS5s. I know because my grandson and my granddaughter have a PS5. So that's all I know. Okay, and I remember a long time ago, when it first came out, we got my nephew an Atari, but I didn't understand that it was a game. And it was like the game is exposed. The game is exposed, and our lives are real. I was thinking today I have my little great nephew. He went off to college, and his mama put his pictures, playing in the band. Yeah, I remember last year he was a drum major on Facebook, and then I had my little Heisman winner coming up, and then next year my grandbaby will be a senior, planning to go to college. We cannot let these people tear our country apart. These children have dreams. What about our children? We got to fight this fight. I'm sorry. Sorry, I need a little water. We have to fight this fight, y'all, for the future of our children. And that's why Vivacious Speaks is working harder than ever to make sure we win. But like the artist said for the Super Bowl, we all gonna have to do our part. We all gonna have to break some rules of the game in order to win. And I'm looking so forward. I'm looking so forward to winning this war with each and every one of you. And I think that here goes another little topic. I think the beginning of the war is gonna be reuniting our families. I think that some of us are gonna have to begin to live with one another again. I went to the store. I always get the barbecue. You know, they have somebody barbecuing for real. And I think the barbecue for real tastes like it to me, okay? So it's my reality of barbecue these days. And I'll get a slab of baby backs for $9. So I was in the store the other day. I said, let me get a slab of baby back. $15. That's an increase of 50%. Rent is unbelievable. Who ever dreamed of that? But they're taking away our jobs. And somebody said today, well, we don't have to worry about our job. I said, wait a minute, baby, let me help you with something. How many people in this hospital on Medicaid? So if they take away the Medicaid, then we won't be able to have the salaries that we have to take care of people. Please, 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 because I'm going to talk about that next. I don't want you to be afraid. We have nothing to fear. But I want you to be aware and prepared. And we can't wait until we're all defeated to come together and fight this war. We got to play the game. The revolution is televised. And let's just say you have the right time but the wrong person. That's so good. That's so good. I just want to say thank you to that artist for that. But one of the more important things, this is not a little title. One of the more important things I want to talk about is learning to make you the most important part of your life. This is what I mean by that, okay? This is what vivacious means. Now, I work with most of the young people I work with are young. Most of the people I work with are younger than me. So, I just watch them and watch their lives and listen to their conversations. And when they're going through something, when they're going through things, they talk so much about what happened. This happened, this person did this, this is awful. Look at what's life is just dumping me on top of my head. Well, I want to give a suggestion to each and every one of us, not only young people, but whenever we're in a situation in life, whatever it is, put you first. Think about you first. Am I can hurt time after time after this person? Will this person hurt me and they come back and I'm smiling for a few days because they did something I like, and then when they think I've forgotten it, they do this thing again. Look, consider yourself the first time. Is this who this person is? Is this what I want in my life? Is this tumbling my future? I don't want to sit in this. No. if that is who the person is, you can't love them any more than you love yourself. Remove yourself. You'll be okay. Because you can look in the mirror and smile again. Move yourself forward. This is my situation. This person in my life, no matter who that person is, it could be a girlfriend. I had a situation where I had a problem that I trusted people too much. So if you were my friend, and I'm still that same way, except that I'm different. It's different how I choose my friends now. I gave you all I had, all of me. And I'm not talking about money, but I used to be that way too. Whatever it is, but people wasn't caring that about me. So I had a friend who took advantage of what she thought was power. Okay, and and did something that hurt me really bad. It hurt me badly. I was like really hurt, but it didn't move her. She continued to do hard things and hard things and hard things, and I just walked away. I took me and myself and all that belonged to me, and I walked away for years. And that was one of the best decisions in my life because it taught me that in the future. Don't give somebody all you have and you're not getting anything. They're just coming to take, 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 take. Somebody break your heart and make you cry, and it makes them feel good. It makes you feel empowered, and so then you keep crying, but you keep going back because that's your friend. No, this man or this woman cheated on me, and I took it this time, and they cheated again, and like no, not a monogamous relationship was what you want. A lot of times we don't discuss, even with our girlfriends, we don't discuss what do I want to get out of this relationship? Do you have that to offer? I had a very good friend, and I love her. We're still friends, okay? Um, and I know that she really cared about me, but I couldn't give what she wanted in the friendship. She had friendship defined as her definition, and I just wasn't designed to fit in that definition. So rather than continuously disappoint her and knowing I wasn't made for that, I had to separate that. I'll still call every once in a while. But consider you first. How am I growing in every situation, even your job? Even your job. Is it fulfilling? Is it supplying the things that you need? If not, you need a new job. Look, I I got upset on my job a few weeks ago, very, very, very upset. So I applied for some other job. So tonight I see I have a message. If you still want this job, call me. But by this time, I made up on this other job. Had a talk with the manager today, and I realized that he valued me. So look, what is it that you want? We you're loyal to us. You proved yourself on this job. What is it that you want? How are you feeling today? Because that's what I want to address. Because fair is fair. So tonight, I'm sitting back saying, should I stay here Oh shit, but I'm not gonna be hurt anymore. I'm not. So I have a big decision to make, but I'm saying that to say, put you first, especially in a relationship. Is somebody making your heart smile? Is this the girlfriend that you can go on girlfriend trips with, or vice versa, boyfriends? We could go fishing together. You know, is this good for me? And I want you to begin to grow. And when we begin to grow, that's going to build your self confidence. That's going to build your inner strength. And that's where we begin to build the army. And most of all, before I hang up, nobody's talking tonight. But if you guys have something, this is our little things night. So it don't have to be anything I'm talking about. It could be something that you um, think is good to say or would be good to be mentioned tonight. This is our little things night. You're more than welcome to give your opinion on anything because this is Vivacious Peace, the people's program. This is where we're going to win, this is where we're going to grow, and this is where we're going to be free. So I'm willing, listening for anything that you need to say. But I alluded a little bit to families are gonna have to begin, I believe, to pool resources. I know that if I needed to, I can move home. I can move home, and me and my sisters, we can pool our resources. Um, so a whole lot of families don't get along, and a lot of that happens because we don't talk. We don't express ourselves, and we can't forgive. I was having a conversation with a guy the other night, and I said the thing about it is, when you started out in a bad life, and you started out doing things, reasons, there was reasons for that. Something happened that caused that. But when you get your life together and you make a change, people always want to go back to the old person. And I had to let a friend that I allowed back in my life. I said, I can't have you around because I have to live too much of my past. I'm not that person anymore. So have people around that you guys can grow one another, that they can see and celebrate your accomplishments. And I think our greatest accomplishment is developing ourselves and becoming that better person. I really love the woman that I have become. I always did love her. But I truly love the woman that I have become. And the best thing I love about me is I always want to make me better. I work on making me better every day. And when you can make you better, you can help the people around you to grow better. So value you. Make you your most valuable possession. Because when you love yourself, the love that flows from you is going to love and heal everybody around you. I want to thank you for joining in this conversation tonight and listening to me go on about our little things. And next time, hopefully, it came up Little Things Night because our guest had to cancel at the last minute. And I know her job was turning over and she couldn't walk out. But we're gonna have some planned little things like Little Things Night. And I want you guys to be thinking, and if one of you want to come in conversation on the Little Things Night, that's gonna be great. But just know that I'm grateful. Thank you for tuning in to Moments with Vivacious, and see you soon. And bring your friends. Thank you. Have a good night.